Ready? Some toy or something. Yeah, I see. You like. I see your energy body. You're like in this cloud, and there are three figures behind, like a shadow outlines of look like big. One of them is big reptilian, and others are smaller ones. Servants. And you're just in this cloud, and you got something like I clearly see you got like it's like a metallic helmet type thing, almost looks like in World War II type thing that the soldiers would wear, like helmets. And I see like different black little tiny wires coming from it on the sides or on the back. And then I see two plates on the chest. Then there's tube and esophagus stuck in there to disrupt digestion and control speech. And there's like an oval plate. There are two oval plates in the chest and one oval plate in the stomach right away. And there is some sort of ring around the like hips, like lower hips. And I feel like they're really the right hand, it has like a glove on it. It almost looks like one of those gloves for virtual reality games, something like this. And those figures starting to move. But the thing is, it's like they keep you in this I called it a cloud, but it's more like a capsule. But you are encapsulated inside your energy sphere, and they cannot really touch you. I see it's like when I go back how to see how implants were inserted, I see like they use some it's like a robotic hand coming through your energy sphere, through a hole in your energy sphere and inserting those implants. Let's freeze those three. Let's go to the incarnation before the very first one. Oh, you had like only 3 lives here. This is the 4th one. And let's go to the one right before the first life. I'm in space. I see like a beautiful thing. I see like a lotus flower, but it's blue with purple. Outside is purple, inside is bright blue, like electric blue. And there's got a yellow. And from that yellow, there's like it's almost like sparkles, like that fairy dust, sparkling coming out, and it forms like a bubble, and it pops up, pops up, pops up. And this is just like a Milky Way galaxy, and in that Milky Way, there's just like a field of these flowers. They're all different shapes and forms, and they all, from the middle, something pops out. It's like they're producing souls. Babies, little babies. They're like newborns. because the feeling here is like you don't want to leave here because everything is so calm and peaceful, and it's like being blanketed from everything, and you have no idea. You're just like a happy baby. You have no idea that anything of negative exists. For you, only positive exists, and you feel comfortable. There's nothing to worry about. And you got the knowledge from your mother, and you're connected through a little string. The string is the sparkling white, and all the babies are connected through the middle. It's like umbilical cord of the flower, and they're just like orbiting the flower around. That's what I see. And it just the in my head, it's almost like the sensation of like the incredible pleasure. I don't know how to explain. Like when you're in the beach and you're completely relaxed and warm type feeling. Mm. And then I see some metallic thing comes. You know, it looks like one of those things I've seen at the museum. I think those were submarines, but it's a round thingy with a lot of openings. Openings are like round doors. And one of the doors opens, and the same exact metallic hand comes out from the opening and grabs you and a few more. It's like total of 5. It grabs. When I look inside, there's nobody inside. It's just like a remote control drone. Remote control drone. The station is on, I see the Draco constellation. That's where the station is. And then there are other machines, but they're blue metal, blue shiny navy. They also come, but they have a different section where they take souls from, and those are connected to Orion. So those are like big lizard, reptilian. They're more like hybrids because they're not classic, 100% classic reptilians. They also have some component of human DNA because when I touched, like, popped up 7% of human. They have the muscles, the way the shoulders go, and kind of looks like human that way, the body. And then they take you to Mountain Shasta underground facility. There's like a big, there are lots of rooms, and there's a big one. It's like room after room after room, like a huge facility. And there is one that looks like there's reptilians walking around there, and I see like capsules, but energy capsules. They're round, they're like spheres. They're suspended, and it's almost like when you hang a decoration on the tree, like a round ball. It kind of looks like this, except the ball is suspended with an cord and attached to the ceiling, and obviously there's some coordinating system going on. It's like a cable system. They use some electrical currency in particular frequency to handle the soul. The souls, when they take them, they handle very carefully. That's why the machines are used, because very strong. You like souls are very strong, and we can do anything we want just by wanting it, by wishing, and they know it. And for this reason, they put you in this electrical made ball of constant currency going around. It's almost like looks like an atom that goes like or orbits around it of current, electric current, um, like that. Because I cannot, like if I try to touch them, it would hurt me like electricity. They don't touch the souls either. They're afraid. Their souls are like fire to them. What they do, there is a cord that goes straight to you. It's like a metallic looking cord, tiny, tiny, like a string, like a thread or like a hair, kind of. This thin goes straight on the back of that helmet that they put on you, and that's how they program you and control you. Just keep you under control, because if they didn't, you would get out after your first incarnation and go back to your original source, which is your mother flower. Um, and that's what they did. So you're looking at them right now. I'm asking you if you want to take your implants out by yourself, or do you want them to take them out? And you say, no, I'll take them out by myself. So you're taking this helmet out very carefully. It's really like embedded into the head. It's like a dark gray metal. And the cords are getting unstuck. They just, they have, it's like a software program inside. There's just different little tiny chips. I think they hold the programs that they activate by those cords. So you are created like a wooden table in front of you, and you put it on the table. You're taking out the two plates out from your chest, the oval, horizontal, and then the tube from esophagus, taking it out, and then the ring from the hip area, the DNA there, DNA, like I feel like they would take your there's little tubes that were attached to this ring around the hips. They go into ovaries, and they would suck the when you ovulate, they would suck those out, and they would like circulate in the belt, in the ring, and from the ring there is an opening on the side that they would just collect in a glass tube, those eggs, for experiments. And I get the experiments failed. For some reason they couldn't make what they wanted, create hybrids. I know why they couldn't. There's something about the stage you were taken from. It's like a baby taken from the mother. You feel that connection still, but you feel like you're longing for your mother, and you don't really know who your mother is and what you're longing for. It's like deep inside depression almost, that you don't understand why and how and what it means, but it's there. And that's because they took you at this immature state of a soul formation. And that's why they could not make hybrids. That's what they say telepathically when you ask them why they didn't succeed. So you took that one out too. And then you take this little tiny rings, 9 actually, 9 rings of so-called chakras or division plates or rings, divide energy for. It's just like it's present in every vessel and every body they created. And you are asking them, why did you create this body? Who created this body for me? I don't think I did. And they say, well, it's because body, without the body, we could not handle the soul. Because the soul is so hot, it's like fire. It can burn through any implant, any influence, any capsule of energy that we can put. We can only use either electrical capsule device or the body in the physical. So the body in the physical we can control because the body has the emotions, emotional body and mental. And then we inserted lots of programs into emotional body of yours. And so we can get more energy from you. And my helpers, my servants help me to pull the strings to make you produce more emotions. It's gotten to the point it's very easy to do it due to devices we insert into you. So you open a portal, you throw out the devices, and you're looking at your DNA strands, 34 DNA strands. And you say as the soul matures, you get many more strands of DNA, but it stopped at the very mature level for you in particular because you were taken so early. Um, you're saying can grow dozens and dozens more strands. The strands are this kind of almost like navy, almost looks like space color. Um, but it goes from blue to navy. On this, with the those codones are more like darker, and the strands are more like blue. Um, because you also say when you become a flower and you mature, you become different color also depending on the you show me something like you actually glow in that place, different colors, and you change them. You say that your mother, when it gives birth, it's one color, and then it goes from the birthing stage to another stage, more mature. And it can even detach herself from the Milky Way and travel around the space to relocate itself, and stars can do the same. And space has everything it needs, like a body with perfectly functioning organs and all the cells helping information of everything and function everything in a healthy way. And if something is taken, it should be replaced immediately. And if one of the stars malfunctions or some evil forces come and take a part of the space, you would shine your light from your flower petals into that place to fill it up with your um, light, to patch it up, to make it heal, because the universe is a big organism and it needs to be healthy, just like our bodies, just like everything. Yeah, They didn't change your DNA, they really couldn't. It's more that they use you for the draining energy to the military facility. What you're doing now, you're going back to the moment when they took you and you delete that moment. So all of a sudden, I see like you're coming up to that little electric ball where your soul is inside, and you see it you see it disappearing. I see other souls like that. You just take you create like a crystal looking like a stick in your hand, and you touch each of them. There are more than 200 in that room, and they like it breaks the electricity around them. It makes them free, and they fly out like multicolored little balls of light out, all the way out through the dome, through the layers, through the holes of the layers. Like it's like a labyrinth, but they make their way out. I see them fly into space. It's like a rainbow of colors there. So you help them too, and you're asking them, there's no contract. They just got you because you were little, you were helpless. There's something though, all the programs and the contracts were in this helmet that you just threw out. You threw out all the implants in the portal, and you're also creating just like a beautiful pink shower of the pink translucent water that goes through your energy bodies, all your energy bodies, mental and emotional, cleansing all the emotions. And they're just going down, down, down into the drain that you created under your feet. And so the last drop goes through. This one done. I see two clones. I see one clone in Spain, one in Mexico. That they couldn't create hybrids. It's weird, but then they created clones. I see like two guys, dark hair. One is shorter, another one is taller. Diego and another one, something I can't understand. Something was a G. Guame. Guame. In Spain. Yeah, you just disconnect yourself from the clones. So they not to and then when you disconnect that power that you gave them to exist, it disappears, and you go back to the moment when they were created, and you just delete that moment also, and it's like they never existed. They were just running in programs, so we're doing something related to military. It's like infiltrators of the society at the surface, but one was working for police clearly, that one in Spain, and in Mexico was used for child trafficking. So they just like gone, they don't exist anymore. So you cleansed everything. The interesting part is like that capsule run, you disappeared. You're opening a big portal, and you order those reptilians, three of them to go. The boss and the two helpers, the two servants, he calls them that. So they walk out, and you close the portal, and it's clean, except you have to patch up. So you raise your vibration, and I see it's going up, and you're expanding yourself as a big, bright, beautiful, like white and blue and purple. It's kind of flickering, yellow on the side, ball of light, and it heals all the holes and scratches on your energy sphere. And it becomes like whole and perfect, thick, thick layers. So you're clean. You can ask me questions if you want.
Um, so you said they couldn't make hybrids
Yeah, they couldn't.
from
They
the
couldn't.
eggs they collected.
They couldn't. They tried to inject some DNA from themselves into them to create hybrids, but I don't see they would stop growing at some stage in the tube because I see the tubes. I see those like the facilities they have those big glass tubes, cloning
Uh-huh.
facilities. Yeah, like that.
Now, of my s- is my blood type in each one of my times okay, my soul has come to earth 3 times, you said. Is my
Yeah.
blood type stay the same those 3 times, or is it different?
You know what comes to me that all 3 times they had to terminate your life early. You didn't even live until 20 in each and every incarnation there. You were like a child in each one. Was a girl and two boys, and this is the fourth one, a girl. Because you could not adapt your soul and frequency would just kind of like it just they knew that you would wake up, they knew you would
Wake up
set
soon?
yourself free even
Uh,
at when you would reach 20 years of age because you were like too mature for a child. And then they would, I mean, I just see you like dying in World War II in one of them as a little child. It's like 4-year old coughing, um, and dying was high fever. There's pneumonia or something related because the conditions are very like terrible. And I get like it's friends. It's a kind of like everything's so gray and moist and very cold. Um,
hmm.
and the family was like 4 kids. Just yeah, something was food supply and something like this too. But it's mostly like from cold and the poor water quality that the people will get sick in that life. The first life, it's like a baby, like a stillborn, like literally would not even, could not successfully even make you to live in the human body as a soul. And the next one, the one right before this one, it's 18-year-old. Um, that one is, it's like you were abducted by somebody, some mountains. Looks like Italy to me or Spain, something like this. With the mountains, some guy grabs you on the road as you walk into your little town. He grabs you in the car and then he rapes you and leaves you and you just like die. That's what
Hmm.
I see. And that's why you cleanse your emotional body because it scarred you emotionally. And it caused a lot of fears. And the fears were kept by using those implants on the chest. Like I see those oval plates there. So,
I was just asking about the blood because I'm A negative
hmm
and I don't have the RH factor. So I was just asking if that's why.
yeah, because
Yeah,
you're totally like off. You don't belong to this planet. I mean, it's hard for you to get used to the body, to even know what to do with this body, you know? That's what I feel from you.
okay.
Like you're like, what am I doing here? Why am I in this body? What am I supposed to, accomplish here? What is
Right,
going on? Why the people are so strange and mean and, so all this, it really hits you, hard because you're like a child who only saw positivity in life. And then all of a sudden you're thrown to this. You have no idea what's going on and how to even frame it into any classification in your understanding.
right. So, in this lifetime, uh, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I haven't
Exactly.
figured that out yet. Still waiting. Um,
Yeah, because you're supposed to, your whole essence, the only thing that you really want is to go back to the free universe, to your mother flower, and to be orbiting your mother flower. Because I still see that you kept that little string attached to the middle of the flower, like the other your brothers and sisters are there. Basically, as I understand why the whole thing in the Milky Way is like that, there are different layers of different spaces of different energetic beings there, like blankets of them. And in your particular layer, you change it's like a kaleidoscope of lights coming from
hmm,
different flowers because they're all different shapes and colors. And when space needs energy, or either planet needs energy to heal or to repair something, or something's happening, right? Disbalance. When disbalance in space happens, you change your color and you shine that particular color with that particular frequency to that spot. You don't have to go there. You always stay stationary, but you can, project the light. So, and
so I help others with their energy. I can produce any kind of energy.
right, yeah.
That's what you're okay. Okay. I'm wondering if because I am an emotional crier, we talked
Oh,
about that
we're doing it to you. That's the helmet
earlier.
thing.
Yeah. With the world as it is today, lying about everything, I took medication for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it anymore.
Well,
Uh, Oh,
because you're smart, you're wise, you know that, what your body doesn't need and
okay.
what is poisoning your body. And that's why they had to use so many implants, to keep you from discovering who you are, basically.
Yeah, very true. But I I'm figuring out a lot of things. So
Yeah, you say it's like a era of the truth. Okay, so it's like a door that opens bright, and the whole group of souls who are mature, ready to discover who they are, group together and walk through the door together as a group to form a different reality.
Right.
And that reality is going to grow like a soap bubble, bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point, it's going to separate from this reality because it's so big, it overpowers, and it cannot hold negativity anymore. But people have to be very conscious to keep expanding this
Hmm.
new reality we're building. Because in that reality, there's no jealousy, competition, there's no negative anything.
Right. Exactly.
Um,
I can't wait for that.
right.
Um, so I've had to I have two children.
Mm-hmm.
I've basically disconnected from them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me anything about my son?
He
I
looks
know he's
yellow.
from another. I know he's from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. He's different. Yeah,
Anyways,
he's different. He's like I know what they're using him for. He's on the dark side of the moon, and they create so that each planet has a major portal. Through those portals, all planets are connected. You can go from one planet to another. And your sun is used, his energy is used. His energy is like sun energy, like totally sun energy, that they totally basically inverted from plus sign to minus, and they put together souls of different frequency, different origins together to keep the moon stationary in one orbit. So it's actually clogging, or it's like a bottle, right? Like a hole. Like a portal is a hole. The moon is um, held. How to explain this thing really? It's like a suction cup made out of souls that is attached to the dark side of the moon and is holding it, um, covering up the portal. The portal is a major one. It's the one that connects us to other universes, and it's the one that connects us the main purpose to the original sun. And I see that a lot of souls came from the sun, and one of them was your son, to help unbuckle, this words, um, undo and uncover this plug, to take it out, to take the moon out from that spot, so we would not cover this particular connection in between Earth and the sun. So the Earth would get the sun energy, information, protection. It can grow faster, it can mature, it can grow in consciousness. That's the main idea. So they use the moon as a plug to plug that connection, to create a buffer in between. And your sun is like there. I see him capped in this formation. It's like a big, large formation, like a blanket or a plug that is held there by this dark energy of the moon that comes from the middle, that the cube with the black goo is. He's there. He's just he disconnected, he dissociated from himself. That's what I feel from him. He dissociated from this reality. He's like he's lost. He doesn't know who he is, why he is, what he's supposed to do. Similar to you, but you clearly felt like you belong to yourself, you know. That's the difference. With him, he's cold inside. Okay, you're warm, you got the feelings going, all this. With him, it's like he's just like cold rock, you know. That's the feeling I get from him.
Yeah, I feel that too. That's why I had to disconnect from him. Um, he's very rude, cold.
Those people, I mean, he has reptilian DNA in him, and those actually that is it's watched by reptilians. Um, not only by them. I feel that the technology of this, how they collected souls, put them together, blended them, molded them. It's almost like a egregor. Okay, it's like a big, lots and lots of souls in one spot, covered with some technology. It's like a web of metallic web, that holds them together, and they all like lost their identity in that. Technology belongs to grace 100%. Like I see them how they put it together. Reptilians are watching, because the reptilians are kind of like they're like an army type guards
Right.
in that situation. The whites are in control of the whole
He's
system.
always been very intelligent. And,
Hmm.
when he was little, he always used to tell me stuff. Uh, I'm like, wow, you need to invent that, kind of thing. So, uh,
He's plugged in into the technology there because it's kind of like they invested a lot into implants in him and things like that, and his physical body is totally controllable. It's like overlays over overlays, like an exoskeleton in him.
uh-huh, yeah.
The problem is he doesn't take your information. He turns around, and he actually is like when I called on him, he came in the astral by with his back at me, and then I see him like with other backs at me, and there's like other energy bodies or of other humans incarnated on Earth, that they're using.
Oh,
So basically, when his body goes, his soul piece fragment goes automatically back to the moon.
mm. And then
Uh,
my daughter, I mean, or do you see more with him or?
No, I just there's nothing really I can do because he doesn't take your information. Try to give
Yeah,
him,
he
but
doesn't want to listen,
mm-mm.
want to do any of that. So,
Your daughter is fragmented into different bubbles. She's composed of some spheres, and the spheres are moving, they're rotating. There's a huge giant implant in the forehead, and on the back of the head, there's wires coming out from the back. And there's some insectoids behind her. There's a strange looking one. He's like green with red spots on the back of his spine and on top of his head. Looks like a mantis. He fixes something in the like back of her head with the cords. Cords are connected to some lab. Mental activity checking. Something with the mental activity. They're doing experiments, how they can control the thought process, manipulate the thought process by different things, wave technology or substances or implants. something like that. I see like they're messing with her head all the time. The spinal cord is involved also.
Oh,
You give her like almost like long paper rolled. She like throws it on the floor. She says it's nonsense.
yeah, that's what she always tells me.
Mm. She's very like, it's almost like, I don't know why I got this in my head, like the wood, the energy of the wood that is not alive, that was cut from the tree, and it's like dead tree or something energy.
Hmm.
Like it used to be alive, but emotionally detached from everything around and very much located inside, deep inside, and the soul cannot break through the door because it's metal and it's hard and connection like is broken.
Right.
Yeah, what comes to me, they're a very, she's very immature. She like a very young soul. But the thing is, it's like she was probably taken like you were, but
Hmm.
she didn't absorb any information from the mother cell that produced her, which you did. You did absorb some, so they can control her better than you. That's why. Yeah. It's like
Well,
they'll be
I'm
given
feeling better.
opportunity, I hope, but
I'm feeling better about things. So about my son
yeah,
and daughter, and not taking it to heart.
it happens. It's their path. It really is. Because when something like this, when takeover of the universe happens by some beings, it's like the soul has to pull together all the strengths and all the capacity by the original DNA that it has to figure things out, how to get out. And everybody totally does it for himself, herself.
Right.
Because all the saver system is deception put together by Draco reptilians for us to trust in something. By trusting in something, giving our energy away, giving our power away, and a responsibility away for even deciding for ourselves. We're delegating it to somebody else, to some higher power, which is all deception. That's what they created for us through religion and all of this angel system and whatever. It's all them. And they do give you
Right.
some relief sometimes, and some miracles happen, like miracle, healings. But it's because they need to constantly put it in front of you. Hey, see this,
Right.
this guy died for a second and then he was brought to life because Jesus showed up, or it was like somebody prayed for healing and healing happened. It's because they need into your face the proof that the Jesus or those angels exist. So more people believe in them. Through believing, you give your energy to this egregor. It's a huge egregor. It's constantly
Uh-huh.
draining energy from humans who believe in it. But there's also a price to pay later on. So for they give you a little bit of help, but then you know it
Right.
gets much worse with time. So
Right. So, let's see. I have some have some questions here. Um, My dreams. I can't remember my dreams. I'm sure I dream, but I don't remember them. Is that something
It's a
to
helmet. It's that implant was
is
in your
that how?
head. It's
Okay.
for sure they were blocking you completely. Remember, you were in this ball of electricity. I mean, how
Right.
can you ever remember anything? It's like you're constantly getting your memory erased.
Okay. So I should be starting to know my dreams when and intuitively be able to work on that. My intentions, not my intentions, but
Mm,
um, seeing what's you know
yes.
through meditation and stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my partner, I am not remarried, but I've been living with a man for 10 years now. Can you see him?
He
Help me
wants to
out with.
get unstuck.
He does. He really does.
He's got like slime all over him, and she's just constantly taking it off of him. And the back of his energy sphere inside is sticky, and he gets stuck with his back all the time, and he gets unstuck. And then he's standing in this puddle of like slimy solution
Uh-huh.
coming from the floor. There's a lot of people involved in creating this, and there are beings behind these people that connected to him through people. He just has to break all these connections and to
Right.
restructure it, because there's also some kind of like weird looking thingy. Looks almost like tapeworm or something, like crawling in his energy sphere, and like creating the trying to create a low vibrational environment that he doesn't like. And he keeps turning on the light, and he keeps covering the light. It's almost like that worm that like you know those worms that make silk or whatever that is. I mean, this
Oh,
is kind of
okay.
like a yeah, like a spider making a spider web type thing,
Mhm.
and it's irritating for him. He gets frustrated with it because he wants his environment clean and shiny and bright, and he wants to start it up again from square one. He doesn't want all this luggage and garbage and all this. You give him the book. Was like golden tree on it, like a tree of life, something.
Who gave that?
You did. You
I
do.
did. Okay.
Yeah, you just put all the information you know how to liberate yourself into the book and give it to him. He
And I
takes
do
it.
that on a daily, well, pretty much a daily basis. And
Yeah. Because it's like he clears it, but he didn't get to the point of understanding what is really behind all this.
um,
Is that worm that constantly doing this? He just has to disconnect from him. He's connected through the bottom of his feet to him. That's why the slime come comes up from the feet up, as if somebody was filling the top, not from the faucet, but from the bottom up. That's why I see it.
really sluggish. And,
Yeah, he's creating drain and draining it out. Create a he create a centrifuge machine, and like it looks like a big fridge. Walks in it. It absorbs all the slime from his back, from everything. Like I see it's draining, taking it off of him. Yeah, took it all off. Throwing out the fridge, the tapeworm. He dressed him up with some bright light from like from his hand, shiny from his hand like a flashlight. throws his dead body out, dried up like a stick. Yeah. No contract, no apple, he says. The contract was the apple. I mean, we're not gonna go into his story, but there was something related to the apple.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Like the contract was the apple that he just like destroyed and threw out. I saw. Was that
oh,
worm? I have no idea. But so yeah, he pulled some strings of that slime from his body also. So it's like all over the place. It just looks very kind of like greenish yellowish. Not very pleasant. But yeah, he's shining his light from the palms of his hands all over the place, cleansing it. He says, I created my own sun.
yeah, he's
He's
a
kind
good
of funny.
person.
He's very slow motion too, just to make sure. Mhm.
Okay. My daughter went through some stuff in her marriages wise, but she went to some lady that did some dowsing and said that I was pregnant with a child that I didn't even know I was pregnant with. Um, do you see that child or uh,
Somebody told you you were pregnant with a child. You didn't know that it was a child?
well, I didn't know I was pregnant. Like I probably miscarried
Yeah,
or,
but
or
no, you didn't miscarry. They took it out. It was a hybrid that they tried to grow inside you, but it stopped its development. So they used, yeah, some some of the hybrids they used for the, they put that was kind of the process.
of what you were talking about earlier. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them they put in the glass directly just by extracting eggs, and that was the only one attempt to grow actually an embryo inside of you, but still stop developing. I mean, they just can't merge your DNA, period, because you're too alien-like, you know.
Okay, so I used to get really sharp pains in my ovaries. So was that with when that would happen?
Extraction of eggs, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it was terrible. Um, let's see here. I guess that's all I have. Um, I don't have any other question. I like it where I'm at here in Utah. Um, do you
Hmm.
find, can you see the energy of my
The,
home
the
and
place.
pardon me?
The place you want to know about the place you live, how
Yeah,
energetically.
uh-huh. And the land.
Yeah, you kind of feel like that's the right place for you because I feel like you're more like a solitary person in a way. You don't want many people around. Um, right now you expanded your energy sphere and you cleansed everything around you, but it feels peaceful to me around. It feels like it's the right place for you to be. But I also know what you mean, why you're asking, because I feel like you would like to move somewhere maybe, because that's it's like common consciousness right now, dictating to people to move to places and to feel through more places and to travel more, maybe to find, because sooner or later, I feel like most people will be relocating, finding their own groups, and creating their bio kind of villages type thing, more
Hmm.
nature. That's probably what you feel, that the tendency, what's gonna come next, because you are sensitive. It's just that they wouldn't let you feel some stuff or see it, but you still feel, you have intuition.
I
So,
I like it here. I feel very safe here. I mean,
mhm,
I like
right. It's
surroundings and
peaceful, yeah.
uh-huh.
Mm,
But Dave and I have talked about maybe selling and going doing stuff, and I think we need to stay put. That's my thought is
yeah,
I want to stay here and I want to do stuff because we have a very small community here and I want to do
right,
stuff here in the community. But that's what I'm projecting out,
right. Yeah, you
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 know.
need yeah. You don't need a lot of people around you. You need space and you need nature and be connected to that. Well, he wanted to move because he's trying to move. He was stuck in slime, like a big puddle of slime, like kids play with, and you're stuck
Right,
with your feet, you're glued to it. So he was trying to move energetically his body, right? And in
right,
the physical mind, it's like it comes to this. It's you understand the projection of his subconscious projecting, hey, you
right,
need to move from this bottle, and he interprets it as, okay, well, physically move, right? You
right,
know?
right. And he's on the move all the time. He's on the road 5 days a week. So, um,
Hmm. Like a pattern, like an autopilot type idea, different.
yeah,
I mean,
always on the move. Go, 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 so.
right. Well, he's trying to get unstuck. He got unstuck already,
Yeah.
so he might change his mind now.
So I need to get him to have a session with you and get unstuck.
Well, tell him. Well, he got unstuck. Show
Oh,
him
okay.
the session. He might not even need a session. Show him the session, because tell him that he always feels like moving somewhere because the tapeworm was keeps making orbiting around him circles. And that's like, imagine if you're sitting trying to relax and somebody's always moving around you. You feel kind of anxious, right? To start moving
Yeah,
yourself, but you can't
he kind
because
of
you're stuck in the glue.
right.
So. Yeah,
Okay.
you watch. I mean, he might not need it. The thing is, he needs to support the changes he made. His subconscious, his soul did all the work. But his conscious mind, he has to understand what work was done, why he was feeling that way, and consciously change some of his ways also, because those are programs. We are creatures of habit, and habits are programs. You know? So you have to break the habits and thinking, you know, patterns.
Okay.
So,
Um, I've heard my son when he was little, he had a surgery at excuse me, at 3 months old, and then he had another surgery at 8 years old. Now, could
yeah,
that have affected him? Um, maybe I'm thinking wrong, or maybe I'm right. I'm on the way I'm thinking. I've heard people say that some souls come into the physical being, but then they have a contract also that they would exchange their soul with somebody else because the soul that is more mature can't handle being in the baby soul. Um, is am I thinking right or wrong or
I see that they were putting implants into him during surgeries.
okay?
It was like an experiment going on in the astral and physical plane at the same time, because the laboratories are connected, the experiments are connected. See, they're doing global experiments on people right now, and they're also doing it on their souls in the astral at the same
Okay.
time. So, yeah, if you don't have any more questions.
Nope, I don't. Okay.
Okay, let me turn off the recording.